Hey, what's going on, guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. Quick update here on the storm that we talked about yesterday, as it's turned into a much more complicated storm than we initially thought. We knew it was going to be big, cover a wide area. As you can see on the map here, this is an updated map, by the way, of the new watches and warnings that, and this could be low, but right now, 100 million people under some sort of weather alert, whether it be a watch or a warning of some kind, and pretty much extending from coast to coast. Last time I counted, there were just, I think, 30 or 31 states involved in some sort of a weather related alert and watch or warning again. And we talked about this yesterday. You can see over here at the Ghost 16. This is where the stage is being set, and it's already started snowing. It's snowing in much of the Central Plains. I don't know how much has come down exactly. If you guys are in those areas, let us know. Leave a comment over in the comment section. Hey, Carlos, what's going on, guys? I saw a little bit of snow. I couldn't find too much data on real-time snowfall totals. So if you guys happen to live in those areas, let us know. I know the computer models were still showing today. They'd increased, but they were still showing over a foot in some areas, 15 inches. Here's an updated model extending from Albuquerque, New Mexico, all the way up to Maine. I think now, last time I measured, this thing extended, yeah, here it is over at Google Earth, extending over just over 2,000 miles aesthetically. This is a quite large storm that has been updated now again from the National Weather Service, and this thing has gotten more and more complex as we're moving forward in time. I'm going to go touch base on all of the airplane delays and cancellations, the various watches and warnings, and some of the really extreme ones that have showed up in the last 24 hours. And this is also increased. This is a map of the potential snowfall total. This would be by, well, this afternoon, February 2nd. 15.3 inches in west central Illinois. Let's move in a little closer. Try to get an exact location. That would be in the Mount Sterling, Rushville, looking at 14, maybe 15 inches of snow. And that's according to this model. It could fluctuate a little, and it will fluctuate. It's not going to be exactly like you see here, but it will be close because we're already at this time. This is for February 2nd of 2022. Today's the 2-2 day. It's all twos across the board. 2-2 of 2022. Okay, that's Venta Sky. Here is windy.com. It hasn't changed much except aesthetically. It's absolutely massive, extending from Southwest Texas and to Albuquerque, all the way up past Nova Scotia. I mean, this thing is huge. It's going to be around for a couple of days. Some of these weather warnings go through Friday, especially the new one that I want to talk about in Kentucky. We're going to get to that here in a minute, but they have already declared a state of emergency for a weather-related incident that hasn't occurred yet, but there's the possibility of heavy ice through parts of Indiana. And you can see on the map here at windy.com, the majority of the snow, that would be the green, that's going to be where it's at least 32 degrees or colder as you move to the north. South of this line right here, it's going to be either right at the freezing mark or just above. I mean, when I'm talking just above, I'm talking like 33 degrees. So in this area right here, and this is also one of the areas of this large storm, even though it's large and it's going to eventually, there's going to be a lot of snow accumulation spanning probably 1,000 miles. But right in this area here, this is where the heaviest precipitation is occurring, and it's going to continue to occur. Could increase. But anyway, right here along this line, you could see freezing rain. And Kentucky has issued a, find it here, yeah, Kentucky under a state of emergency due to upcoming winter snow and ice, and predominantly the potential ice storm that extends. I'm going to show you guys a a map that's very in-depth. The purple is an ice storm warning. I mean, they're pretty confident that this ice is coming, and it is. It's going to come. It just depends on how much. The purple ice storm warning extending from just south and west of Paducah all the way up to Madison, Lexington, Kentucky, Elizabethtown. There's a special weather alert for Clarksville, Tennessee. Touch base on that real quick. This is the only area in north central Tennessee that has this color, and it's a unique color. It's involving a special weather statement, and I'll read it here real quick. We'll click on it. Again, this is in the Clarksville, Tennessee area. Waiting on it to update here. I read it earlier just to see what it was. Taking a minute here to update. I think it had to do with possible flooding, and then the flooding, the heavy rains turning into ice and freezing rain, making travel, and that's what it was. I'll just tell you what it was, because I read it before I started the video. And here's the National Weather Service's issuance of the ice storm warning, and then or winter storm warning, and then ice storm warning. That's the purple and pink you see here. And then down here in Clarksville, that was a special weather statement. They could see flooding and then turning to ice during the overnight hours in this area you see here. Let's see if I can click on that map. Maybe make it a little larger so you guys can, yeah, here we go. Yeah, this is from National Weather Service, dated today, February 2nd of 2022. Ice storm warning in effect from February 3rd at 7 a.m. That would be tomorrow morning until February 4th at 7 a.m. Again, heavy ice accumulation possible. Read what they say here at the National Weather Service. Right now, they're looking at the precipitation would be in the form of rain because the temperature is just above freezing. It's afternoon rain. In fact, I think it's well above freezing right now. Then the temperature is going to drop during the overnight hours tomorrow into Friday. And that's when things could get dicey in that area. In fact, right now it's 45 degrees, so absolutely it's going to be rain. Thursday night, here we go. Freezing rain. We'll start with Thursday. Rain before 11, and then in the afternoon, temperatures will fall to around 28 degrees. That's freezing. That's below freezing. North wind at 10 to 14 miles per hour with gusts of 24. Now you're complicating the situation even more, because if you get these high wind gusts and heavy ice accumulation on tree branches and power lines, well, you know how it goes. That equates to power outages. Chance of precipitation is 100%. New ice accumulation could be anywhere from just under a quarter to just under a ½ inch of ice possible. Freezing rain and sleet before midnight, then snow and sleet between midnight 1 a.m., and then snow likely mixed with freezing rain. I mean, this is going to be a mixed bag of icy, snowy precipitation in here. The sleet could be heavy at times during the overnight hours on Thursday, and then Friday, a chance of freezing rain. So this area here in north central Kentucky, going down into the Paducah area. In fact, I've got a map here somewhere I want to share with you guys. Where did it go? I'll find it here in a minute. I think it's right here. I got about 1,500 windows open here. So bear with me. Okay, here we go. The dark purple is the ice storm warning. They're very confident that western Tennessee, parts of northeastern Arkansas, in fact, parts of deep southwestern or southeastern Missouri, and then southern Indiana is also included. See the purple area? In these purple areas, not today, but starting tomorrow, tomorrow evening, all of these areas you see here, and this is the forecast now. Forecasts, just like any other forecast, are subject to change. But this has changed exponentially since yesterday. I mean, yesterday we did not have 100 million people under some kind of weather alert. I mean, this is consuming 30 states, spanning from Maine all the way down to California. These are high wind warnings and frost and freezing warnings that you see out here in the Southwest. Along the coastal United States, see the pinks over here, along California and parts of southern Oregon. And then over here in the Gulf of Mexico, around Florida, and then even up here along the northeastern United States, those are gale warnings, high winds. All of these are some sort of winter weather alerts in place for the next 36 to 48 hours. Again, the snowfall totals have increased. In fact, let's go to 11 p.m. tonight to see what they show. Yeah, right around 14, 15 inches, 15 and a half inches along that I-72 corridor, right across the central part of Illinois, south central Illinois, west central Illinois, parts of far eastern Missouri. That's the pinks, and even the darker purples here. I mean, that's 10 inches of snow. That's a lot of snow. The only good thing about that is the winds aren't necessarily as high as they were with the nor'easter we saw. I mean, at times that nor'easter that we just saw, the first blizzard of 2022, saw hurricane force winds. This storm system, I guess if it has a good side, it does not have hurricane force winds associated with it. Right now we're looking at the power outage map over at poweroutage.us, and you can see that this has changed as well, like the forecast has changed. We're seeing power outages right now in Illinois, 13,447. Let's see where they're at. If you click on the map, anytime a map is highlighted in color, whether it be red, orange, or yellow, you can click on it and it'll show you which counties are dealing with the most power outages. And you can see Montgomery County, Clinton County, and Shelby counties down in south central Illinois are dealing with power outages right now as I do this video. More than likely due to weather-related issues, I'm assuming, because we were talking about the possibility of power outages. And then California, now it's down to 8,000. See how that just updated? Now it's down under 10,000. If it's over 10,000, the state will take on a color, whether it be yellow, orange, or red. If it's under 10,000 like it is now, there's still power outages. It's just below 10,000, 8,759, 10,609 in California, and that's been an ongoing a power outage issue for several weeks. Article here from NBCnews.com, and they talk about many flights being canceled as severe storm puts 100 million under winter weather alerts. Severe winter storm is expected to impact states from New Mexico to Vermont, and actually beyond that, with the National Weather Service issuing a warning of hazardous conditions, and I mean a plethora. Pretty much every weather alert, I think, that is on the table that they have to use. Unbelievable. In fact, I'll go back to those in a minute, but I literally think every single weather alert with regard to winter weather, and not only winter weather, but other types of weather, are on the table, with the exception of hurricanes. Never seen anything quite like it. This article, dated today, 2/2 of 2022, written at 4:03 this morning, Mountain Time. Around 100 million people are under winter weather alerts stretching over 2,000 miles. And that's true, we just measured it. From New Mexico to Maine, as a massive winter storm is tearing through the winter plains. The major storm system is expected to bring heavy snow, freezing rain. More than that, sleet, ice, you name it, it's on the table. It will create travel chaos, so if you don't have to travel, I would recommend not. To states across the country, it's involving 30 states, prompting emergency declarations, school closures, and flight cancellations. More than 1,400 flights within, into, and out of the United States were canceled on Wednesday as of 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, according to Flight Tracker, FlightAware.com. A number of airlines, including American, United, Delta, and issued waivers to people traveling who may be affected by the storm to rebook their trips. Southwest also has a number of flight cancellations, and I'm going to show you guys that here in a moment. Goes on to talk about how big the storm is, how far it stretches, overall snowfall totals, 6 to 12 inches out of Kansas City, St. Louis, Indianapolis, destroyed a wide area of a possible foot of snow or greater before it's all said and done. And it's going to continue for a while, converting in some places to freezing rain, sleet, and snow. I want to take you guys real quick over to this Flight Aware And these are, in fact, I think I have it updated, yeah. The larger the circle you see on here, these circles represent airports. And the more red you see on here, green means good, red means not so good. So we're going to click start, and it'll show you the number of like delays, cancellations at the specified airport. Again, the bigger the circle, the more delays and the more cancellations. Obviously, ORD is O'Hare Airport in Chicago. Used to be the busiest. It's not anymore, but it's still a very busy airport. I've noticed this has increased now out here in Denver. This wasn't that big earlier. In fact, let me take it up to February the 2nd at, there we go. Shows you out of New York. You can see the various destination points, and the red indicates cancellations and delays. Chicago having the most cancellations and delays. At one point, I think globally on here, it was up above 3,000. Let me see if I can find that. Here it is at flightaware.com. I just started using this, guys, to be honest with you. I have Flight Radar, but I was wanting to see the cancellations. Yeah, here we go. Check this out. Okay, total delays today, 5,017. Here we go. Getting into some numbers here. We like numbers. Today, 5,017. Total cancellations. Here you go, nearly 3,500. Look at that. 3,427. And guys, this is just getting started. This is why I mentioned Southwest earlier. See Southwest? 453 canceled flights. That's just today. 338. You can see the line goes 249. American Airlines. A lot of canceled flights due to inclement weather. And again, this is just getting started. The issues, potential issues in Kentucky and parts of Tennessee, southern Indiana, haven't even started yet. Another article from yahoonews.com, live updates, Kentucky under state of emergency due to upcoming winter ice. Kentucky has been placed under state of emergency as a massive winter storm approaches the region. Louisville and much of the region will be under an ice storm warning for most of Thursday, as heavy rainfall on Wednesday is expected to turn into freezing rain, sleet going into Thursday morning. Additionally, a flood watch has been issued for portions of south central and east central Kentucky, and I think that goes into northern Alabama. We'll take another look at the map. Pretty much every state, it seems like, is dealing with something. Central Kentucky for Thursday morning into late Thursday night. The storm is part of a major system expected to impact large portions of the country from the Rockies to the upper Northeast, and that does include Maine. The National Weather Service typically issues such a warning when around 1/4 of an inch or more of ice accumulation is expected. At that level, traveling becomes dangerous, almost impossible. Additionally, communities may experience falling tree branches, which can in turn snap power lines, which will create power outages. So Kentucky could be seeing a lot of power outages here in the next 24 to 48 hours. So be prepared, guys. That's all. That's all you can do is prepare for it. There's nothing else you can do except be prepared. The National Weather Service has put Louisville and much of central Kentucky under an ice storm warning starting at 7 a.m. tomorrow. And remember, it's not cold enough today to snow, but that's all going to change as that cold Arctic air is going to dip down further, and it's going to create that fine line between snow and ice starting Thursday. And the warning lasts from tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. to Friday at 7 a.m. for a solid 24 hours. Significant icing is expected with 1/4 to 1/2 of an inch. Additionally, up to an inch of sleet and snow is possible. So travel, again, is strongly discouraged by the National Weather Service. They do say here, if you must travel, keep an extra flashlight, food, and water in your vehicle in case, something does occur. And I have driven on ice. I had a 4-wheel drive truck at the time, and I needed it. So 2-wheel was not good. I used to live in the Midwest, and I dealt with the inclement weather involving snow, ice, sleet, freezing rain, and all that. And ice is no joke. You got to take ice very seriously. Here's the moisture that's coming up, and this area right here, it's raining probably right now, but it's going to, you're going to see more rain in that area, possible flooding. You know, I think in Clarksville, they're right in that area too, where, you know, you could see, I think, high winds, heavy rain, possible flooding, and all this is going to convert into frozen precipitation. It's going to be like a giant slushy drink right there in Kentucky and parts of southern Indiana. As a large part of southern Indiana is in this ice storm warning, so significant power outages are definitely at play. Here's that wet line. This is the line last night. I took a screen grab of the storm as it was starting to develop, and the green is rain, the pink is frozen precipitation, and it was extending all the way from Chicago to far southwestern or west central Missouri, clear down into Oklahoma. This was last night as this thing was just getting started. It was still kind of small compared to what it is right now. Again, the pink is frozen precipitation. At the time, this was at 7 o'clock last night when I recorded this. This was freezing rain and sleet, and this up here was snow. It was already snowing in the Quincy, Burlington, Peoria, and Rushville areas last night. This is going to be around a while, guys. It's going to bring a lot of precipitation. In fact, let me pull this map back up if I can locate it. I've got, like I said, about 500 windows open here. Oh, here it is. Okay, cool. Yeah. This green is a flood issue in northern Alabama, and there's where I was talking about earlier, northwest Georgia. Potential flooding. It's a very complicated map. And this is going to change a little bit. There's that yellow in Clarksville. Very complicated map. A lot going on, coast to coast. It's going to be a big weather event, guys. So if you can safely send pictures from your location, if you're in the path of this storm, by all means do so. You can always send photos. We love sky photos, but very much into weather too. Reports at mrmbb333.com is where you can send any photos, and you can send those, you know, again at any time. Here is something a little bit off topic, but I want to share it in this video because it's a short video, and it pertains to the area that's going to be impacted by the ice and sleet and snow here in the next 24 to 48 hours. This was viewed above Johnson City, Tennessee, on the 31st of January, so a little over 48 hours ago. Here we go. I received 4 pictures by Patty. Patty didn't take these photos. Maggie C took these photos. Again, January 31st, 2022. This was seen moving through the Tennessee sky. I'm not exactly sure which direction. I would say west to east. She was very taken back by this thing that was slowly spiraling through the sky above Tennessee. And this was also spotted above other states too. It was spotted above Missouri. If I'm not mistaken, it was spotted above Kentucky. Here's another photo without all of the spirals, but this was at the same time. It just came out a little darker as it was moving across the sky. And what I think this is, what it reminds me of, I've seen something similar to this in the past. It looks like a fuel dump from a rocket launch. Here it is, enhanced, same photos that I just shared with you guys. I just enhanced them a little bit, trying to get a better look at this very unique observation in the sky. Looks kind of low to the ground, you know. But what I think that is it does have an explanation. We've seen things like that before, not very often. I think that's rocket fuel that, for whatever reasons, was dumped or re-entered the atmosphere above the central U.S. because this was spotted above other states as well. Maggie happened to get some really good photos of this as it was above Johnson City, Tennessee. And that would be very bizarre to look up in the sky and see something like that moving through the sky. But I believe that's what that was, Maggie and Patsy. But thanks for sharing. Definitely on the mysterious side, absolutely. But I think it's one of those that can be explained because it was viewed over Missouri. I think Kansas, I'm not sure. I know I saw another sighting above Missouri. So then it came above Johnson City, and I think it was moving this way. And that would be, in line with the way that things orbit around the Earth, from like northwest to southeast. So if that was part of some sort of a rocket launch or whatever, it would have been orbiting in that direction, and maybe it just came in above that area there. But thanks for the great pictures. Those were really good. But I do think it was a rocket launch fuel dump of some sort. Let's update the power outages real quick. I took a screen grab yesterday. Illinois was definitely not on the map. The only thing, now it's back on the map. See, now it's just above 10,000. So look for this to change. It's over at poweroutage.us, another great source of information regarding power outages. But Kentucky, parts of Tennessee, and of course southern Indiana could see a lot of power outages here in the next 24 to 48 hours because of this inclement weather. And again, the forecast has changed, guys. It's gotten bigger and it's gotten much stronger since we talked about it yesterday, and we knew it was going to be a big storm. I think my video yesterday was spanning over 1,000 miles. Well, it's definitely eclipsed that, and now it's going to span 2,000 plus. In fact, I measured here just from the southwestern part of Tennessee, or not Tennessee, southwest part of Texas, up just north of Maine, and you can see that it extends at least that far and beyond. Look at that. Probably farther. That's 2,100 miles of inclement weather, and about every type of inclement weather. The blues up here you see are cold air alerts, watches, and warnings covering 2, 5, 7, 8 states, and then you've got about 15, 18 states under some sort of snow, ice, freezing rain, watches and warnings, and then we have a full-fledged state of emergency declared in Kentucky, and that quite possibly could go over into Indiana as well. So once again, the forecast has changed. There are new watches and warnings, as you can see on the map, covering over half of the states in the lower 48 of the United States as this storm once again has grown exponentially. All right, guys, that's pretty much all I got for now. I just wanted to give that update. Just wanted to stick to the topic at hand and just be ready for heavy ice accumulation in especially Kentucky, southern Indiana, and Tennessee, because you can see power outages from those. And as we know from ice storms, I know I was in an ice storm many years ago, and we did not have electricity for a solid 7 days, and we had just over a half an inch of ice accumulation. And I can remember the trees sagging, and especially the large trees that could accumulate a lot of ice. They would get very heavy, and those heavy branches, I saw it happen, fell off right onto power lines. Of course, the power lines were already sagging from the additional weight of the just over a half inch of ice. So you got sagging power lines, and then you have a heavy branch fall onto it. Well, it disconnects it from the power pole, and it disconnects it from the transformer, and then you have a live wire on the ground. So you want to stay away from those as far as you can. That could be a very real possibility here in the next few hours, right there in Kentucky and southern Indiana and parts of northern Tennessee. So just a big heads up, guys, that's all. Big heads up. Conditions are going to change pretty quickly here starting tomorrow morning as the temperature starts to drop, and looks like to me over 100 million people are under some sort of a weather watch or warning for the next few days. All right, guys, or next couple of days, 48 hours at least. 24 for sure with regard to the ice warning. As you go north, the watches and warnings will last longer because that's the path the storm is moving. Texas it'll clear out down here in Texas first, depending on how much ice and snow it leaves behind. But the watches and warnings that are in this area they'll be removed first, and then they'll follow, like a domino effect up to the upper Northeast. That's just how it works. Not your guys' first rodeo, but big ice storm on the way, guys. Potentially a half an inch ice in certain parts of the Kentucky, Indiana, Tennessee area. All right, guys, that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching. Have a super day. Thanks for stopping by, and be safe out there.